Hello, Cloudwalker PPG here with another video. During your paramotoring adventures, you may come to a time when you need to do some minor repairs to your glider. Maybe during a landing, your glider may drop down and come in contact with your motor and possibly burn a small hole in it. Or possibly you may be kiting your wing and you'll catch on something sharp and cut a hole in it. So when I say minor repair, we're talking about, holes or tears, roughly probably 8 inches, no more than 8 inches or smaller. For anything bigger than that, you'd probably want to send your wing out to have it repaired by someone professional. Myself, I discovered a very small couple holes in my wing. It's actually I discovered about a year ago, but I kind of forgot where they were at. I was laying my wing out one day, preparing for a flight. And the holes are very small, so I'm not really worried too much about them. But when I got home, I couldn't find the holes. I couldn't remember exactly where they were at, but I did find them now, and they're very small holes. You probably can't even see them with the camera. I'll have a close up, but a couple holes here and here, and they're not burn holes, they're not tear holes, and the only thing I can think of is that we have a lot of grasshoppers here in one of the fields that we fly out of, and I've been told that grasshoppers will chew through your wing to try to escape after they're captured and trapped inside your wing and you bring them home. You don't see them in there. So that's the only thing I can think of what they possibly are. They almost look like wear holes, but I think they're chew holes possibly. I don't know. Not sure what they are. But that's what we're going to patch today. So there's one hole there and one hole there. And I'll probably do like a, kind of like a rectangular patch across there and on the back side too. So the first thing you want to do before you start laying down some patches is you want to wash the area thoroughly to get any dust or dirt off there, any other things that will prevent the adhesive from attaching to your wing. So you basically use a rag, and what I did, I used first a bowl. I had just a tiny bit of soap and water, tiny bit of soap in the water, and then I wiped it down, and then I took another part of the rag and just got pure water and then washed it down a little bit more to get kind of the soap residues off, and then dried it off on both sides. So the next thing you want to do is to kind of pull out the contents of your glider repair kit. So I fly with an Ozone glider, and they come with these little kits for repairs. Basically they have pieces of fabric. I'll pull them out here. For every color of your wing, this fabric that's on your wing. So I got yellow, and I got red, and I got black too. Yeah, I don't know. That's kind of weird. And then blue, and then white, which is kind of makes up the whole bottom, the underside of the wing. However, when you look at these, the only one that has adhesive on it is the white. So I'm not exactly sure why that is. I've asked around. The only thing I can think of is that the other ones, the white is for just general patching of small holes, and these others are used to sew onto the fabric to match the color of your wing. So they're basically used for sewing, I think. So if anybody else actually knows what those are used for, if there's any other purpose, let me know in the comments. So for this repair, I'm going to use one patch to cover both of these holes. These two holes are about 1.5 inches apart. I'm going to use one kind of rectangular patch that'll cover both of them. What you want to do is you want to extend the patch beyond where the holes are by about 1 inch so you have good coverage. You also want to make sure that the patch, in this case it's rectangular, make sure it has rounded corners on it so it doesn't, the corners don't lift off. Eventually they could curl and pull off, and then it'll just come loose. Additionally, I'm going to make this outside patch slightly smaller than the inside patch to prevent like a sandwiching type of thing, where you have, these are the two layers of patch material, and then here's your glider material. And if they're like that, it could make like kind of like a sharp edge, and over time, if this thing moves around, it could actually damage the wing right there. So if you have them offset like that, there'll be less of a chance of further damage a little bit farther down the road. Before you start on this thing, make sure your hands are kind of clean and oil free. Just give them a good wash, because when you pull the paper backing off of the sticky material, you may stick your fingers on the sticky part and it'll actually put some oil on there and it won't stick very well. In order to make a flat surface for the patch to adhere to, I like to use a book and kind of stuff a book inside of the air jam of the wing. It's 1, 2, 3, so it'll be this guy right here. So jam that in there. And get it right to where you need it. So you're just like that, kind of. You have a nice flat surface to work with. Just down like so. Move forward so you can actually see. Okay, to create your patch, patch up the holes on your wing, you take your adhesive-backed ripstop material that comes with your kit, patch kit, and to increase the aesthetics of the patch that you're doing, you want to make sure that the ripstop lines, there's ripstop lines on the patch material which go this way and this way, and on your wing material which goes this way and this way. You want to kind of line them up, kind of make it look a little fairly good when you have the patch completed. You kind of line up your material here and try and get about 1 inch on each side of the hole when you're patching it. Then you basically make a mark on how big the patch should be. In this case, I got it right about to there. So I'll cut this off. You have to figure out kind of how much in the other direction you need to do, and I would say it's about right. So we'll go about that distance right there. So cut like that. Oops. So there's your patch. So as I think I previously stated, you want to round the corners on the patch. So, you know, if you leave them pointed like this, there could be a tendency of these things to curl, and then it'll just pull right off. So you want to round the corners of the patch. So after you completely cut your patch with the corners rounded, basically take the patch and you peel kind of like one corner off the adhesive part off of the paper backing, and kind of hold it there. Oops. Hold it out like so. Basically line up all the ripstop marks and make sure the material's flat from your wing, and then you just line it up and let her drop into place, like so. And just kind of pull the backing off as you hold it flat and as you're pushing the material on. And kind of put her on there like so. And then you just kind of make sure you work out any possible air bubbles. There's no air bubbles in there. It's not okay, I guess. And there you got your first side is complete. So now you have to do the other side. A little trickier on the other side, on the inside of the air jam. So I have to pull the book out. Basically, reach inside your glider where the repair is. Kind of grab a good section of it. Just enough. You try and pull it out through the air jam. And there it is right there. The patch right here. You can see it. It's hard to see, but that's actually it. I'm going to get enough out so that you can actually put it on a surface, a hard surface here. Try and push this down. Have it right here. It's going to be hard for you to see on that camera, but we got cameraman number 2 here. And if you zoom in on this, it's right there. So we will patch that one up. Inside patch is going to be slightly bigger than the outside patch to prevent any further damage down the road from just the patch moving around and stuff. So I will measure it up here. So you got a piece, then you're around the corners. So here's your patch. So again, you do the same procedure as on the other side, and you basically peel this thing off. So you peel some back like that and get it prepared. Make sure there's enough room and that it's flat enough. So I think right there, it's not super flat, but should be good. Okay, so you take your material, come loose, and you place it a 1/4 inch that way, like that. Get it started, pulling the material tight as you go. That's not lined up, is it? Not the greatest alignment job, but I think it'll work. So that's basically how you patch a wing. If you have any other comments on my patching procedure, just leave them in the comments below. Other than that, the flight for today was supposed to be a bunch of foot drags out on some ice. I live up in the northern sections of the country, so it's snowy and icy here. There hadn't been much snow in a long time, so the conditions were pretty much ideal. There was like very little snow on the lakes, so it was really nice going out there foot dragging. Unfortunately, my chase cam on takeoff plunged into this little bit of snow that we had, and it covered the lens, so it's like you almost can't see anything through the chase cam, and that's basically what you want to see for like foot drags and stuff. But got some flight video of flying around a lake, so enjoy. So a little background on this takeoff. The conditions were pretty cold. It was about 20 degrees F. So I had to wear my boots. Not used to wearing boots, and they're kind of clunky to run around in. So, but had to use them. So when I took off, I started running really fast, hard to run in the boots, and I thought I was lifting off, so I kind of jumped, but it actually wasn't totally lifting off, so it started dropping. So what happens is came down onto my knees really slowly, and I did just this radical knee takeoff, totally unintentional, but it was really cool. Didn't seem cool when I was doing it, so I wasn't sure what was going to happen, but I hit full throttle and kept going. Did this long knee drag all the way through. Unfortunately, the chase cam camera lens got all snowy, so it's hard to see what's going on, but you can make out some in this slow motion video. figure out what those things are. I don't know what they are. Oh, they're turkeys. Alright, let's make their jump here. got right to here, took off. And I came down and did a knee drag all the way down here. Wow, that's pretty cool. All the way to right here. And there's the ditch right there. So luckily I made it over that. And then, oops, it died. I think. No, it didn't. And then, when I landed, did another knee drag. So I didn't pull brakes too fast enough. Hit right here, dragged her all over to there. That was pretty classic. Thanks for hanging out, and I'll see you in the next one.